here. Welcome to day 144 of our Get Your Goals annual challenge. Today and every day this month, we've been talking about physical well-being, physical goals, and how we go about achieving them. So we went through the SOAP framework early in the month. Maybe even tomorrow, we're going to start going through the last 7 days of the month, the 7-step process that we identified in January to get our goals, to achieve our goals, the goal-getting process for us, for the purposes of this challenge. We're going to go through it the last part of every month as we go through the different areas and aspects of the life framework. We talked about the life framework yesterday and how interconnected it is. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, contribution, communication, and confidence are the 9 areas that I use as a framework around my life to create some consistency, some semblance of order out of the chaos that pretty much is our lives. Well, today, our topic is personal responsibility, personal power, and how that impacts us achieving our physical goals. Now, of course, personal power and personal responsibility impact how we achieve goals in any area and aspect of our life, but they especially are important when it comes to the physical things that we want to see show up in our life, as well as our physical health and well-being. So we want to think about today, what is and how do I feel about my personal power? Do I think I have the power to create the life I want? On a scale of 1 to 10, where do you think you'd fall on that? When you think about personal responsibility, do you say, I can control this and I control the things that I can control and I let the other things go in order to create what I want? How do you define personal power and personal responsibility for you? And then rate yourself on how do you think you're doing with respect to where you are right now versus where you want to be. And that's the gap that we're going to fill by setting goals for our physical well-being. I know if you've noticed anything so far, you notice that we always are looking for the difference between where we are and where we want to be, because that's where we set goals and objectives. And we can't jump to where we want to be if we don't know where we are. At least in my opinion, I have to have an idea of what is and be honest with myself about that, which is my personal responsibility to be honest with where I'm at in any area and aspect of my life. So I have to be really honest with me. Where am I at physically with respect to the different things that I want physically in my life? You know, where am I at with respect to my nutrition? Where am I at with respect to my hydration? Where am I at with respect to supplements that I do or do not take on a regular basis? Where am I at with my movement, my exercise, my physical activity? And I can maybe pretend the weather's bad and I can't exercise for a few days, or I can't exercise because the weather's bad. But is that true? Am I holding myself personally responsible, or am I making excuses to let myself off the hook and not live up to the commitments and the goals that I set for myself? And guess what? Like every other human being, sometimes I make excuses. Sometimes I give a bunch of reasons in my subconscious that feed me and feed my conscious and block it out and do things that aren't necessarily in my physical best interest. I eat far too many caramels. Now, I actually know a strategy for getting rid of cravings for any kind of food or anything or any activity that isn't good for me, but I have consciously chosen not to use that on caramels because caramels are one of my little pleasures and joys in my life. I love caramel like everyone else in my family has for generations. We're weird. Some people have different tendencies, but my family loves caramel. And caramels, sea salt caramels are awesome. Okay. I swear anything dipped in caramel, I would probably eat it, or anything with caramel, I'd probably eat it. No, not really, but that's kind of my standing joke. So today, our action item is to share one thing that you'll take responsibility and take your personal power back on to help you achieve a physical goal. Anything that you want. Mine is going to be, and I just thought of it right now, stop making excuses for not exercising. Because even if it's raining outside, even if there's a blizzard, I can get out a yoga mat. I can get on the exercise bike. I can do something. So there's no excuse for not moving, not doing what I say I'm going to do, and not keeping my commitments to myself. That's it. Love to know your take on this particular topic, personal power and personal responsibility. I don't think we can have one without the other. If we don't take responsibility for our life and our health and our physical well-being, then it doesn't matter how empowered we feel, because we're not going to take the actions we need to take in order to create what we want in our life. All right. Have an awesome day. Any questions, hit me up. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow.